Good morning, dear children. Hope you are all doing well. A broad mind creates wealthiest and healthiest atmosphere. Well, now we are going to move on to the lesson. Lithosphere 1 Endogenetic Processes. Children, can you able to recall the lesson? Yes, well, the spheres of Earth. What were the spheres of Earth? Atmosphere, lithosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. The next is structure of the Earth. The crust, mantle and core. Now let's start today's session. Rocks. The crust is a storehouse of rocks. The formation of rocks may be hard and compact to show granite. When the forms of rocks are soft, we say it as clay. When it is loose, we say or call it as sand. We'll move on to the types of rocks. The types of rocks are based on the formation. So according to the formation, the types of rocks are divided into three. One is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. We'll see to the first type of rock, igneous rocks. It is formed by the fire. What do you mean that? The meaning in Latin word ignis that gives the word fire. The interior of the earth contains magma. What is that magma? It's a very hard material which reaches the surface with the lava that gets cool and solidifies to produce igneous rocks. So when it is interior in the part of earth, it is with the hard magma. When it comes out to the surface of the earth, it gets cools and solidifies to give igneous rocks. This igneous rocks is otherwise called as primary or mother rock. Children, can you able to give reason why these igneous rocks are called as primary or mother rock? Yes, very good. Because the other rocks are formed from it, whether directly or indirectly. Here you can see the igneous rocks, and one of the type of it is basalt. Have you ever seen these types of rocks in your surroundings? Okay, we'll move on to the next type of rock, sedimentary rock. Here, sedimentary means settle. So, what do you mean by settle? The rivers, glaciers, wind that carries the silt and deposits. So for millions of years, these deposits gets hardened as like rocks. So that rocks, we call it as sedimentary rocks. And same way, the plants and animals get embedded to form fossils. In turn, that is, which in turn to sandstone, limestone, chalk, gypsum, coal, conglomerate. We'll see some of the picture over here. Sandstone is a type of sedimentary rock, and in the center you can see the sedimentary rocks, how it has been formed, the layers of sedimentary rocks. Genus. Here is the type of rock genus as a part of sedimentary rock through granite. From granite it gets the transformation of rock called as genus. The third type is called as metamorphic rocks. What do this metamorphic mean? Change its form. It gets the name from metamorphosis. Why we call as metamorphosis? Yes, from igneous and sedimentary rocks, it gets a change and forms this metamorphic rocks. We'll move on to that. Igneous and sedimentary rocks that subjected to extreme hot and pressure to give you a complete form in their character also. Thus, it's called as metamorphic rocks. You can see the metamorphic rocks over here, and the other one is marble. Is a type of metamorphic from limestone. Okay, children. Granite is some of the example for metamorphic rocks. Quartz and schist. So this metamorphic rocks get changes in its character, that is from granite to gneiss, basalt to schist, limestone to marble, and sandstone to quartz. Hope you understand clearly. Well, just look into this figure, the rock cycle. We'll start with igneous rocks. That is our mother rock or primary rock. So due to weather and erosion, it changes its form to give sedimentation, that is slits. And again the sediment is just gets with a high pressure and cementation or weathering and erosion, moves on, takes it turn or change its forms to sedimentary rock. When the sedimentary rock has been got into heat and pressure, it turns to metamorphic rocks. So, as we have seen earlier, due to melting of magma or heating or cooling, everything that changes that gets into the interior part of the earth, it again erodes through the outlets to the surface of the earth as lava, and change its form to igneous rocks. Okay children, this is the rock cycle. Igneous to sedimentary rock, sedimentary to metamorphic igneous, as well as sedimentary to metamorphic, and finally metamorphic again takes its position and gives as igneous rocks. We'll move on to the rock cycle definition. Just read with me. The cycle is the series of changes due to geological forces and processes cause rock to change from one type to another and back again, as we have seen in the previous figure, from igneous to sedimentary, sedimentary to metamorphic, and finally metamorphic again changes its form and character and moves on to igneous. Rocks in the crust has passes through the cycle many times. This goes on. This process gets continued for millions of years, and even now it just goes on its process and takes a position in a different forms. What is geomorphic processes? So we are in the lithosphere part 1. Now we are going to see what is geomorphic processes. The formation and deformation of landforms on the surface of the earth is continuous activity. It has two broad processes. One is internal processes. These internal processes are otherwise called as endogenetic process, and external process is otherwise called as exogenetic process. What is internal processes? The force that acts from the interior, that is earth interior, towards the surface of the earth is called as internal processes. This is otherwise called as endogenetic process. Well, what all it do? It creates topographic relief. So different topographic relief has been taken place in this internal processes. The meaning of topographic relief is the surface of the earth shape gets disturbed, and also the distribution of landforms also has been created. Well, the next process is external processes. The force that acts on the surface of the earth due to running water, glaciers, wind, waves, and etc. That is the changes on the outer surface. It tears the landscape down and changes the outer surface of the earth. Thus, we complete today's session. We'll move on to the homework. Dear children, and every homework have to be done on the same day and have to be posted in between 5 to 6 the very same day evening. Okay children, be clear in that, no excuses. Try to do the work properly, write neatly. Well, today's homework is in page 160, geomorphic processes. You mark the first and second paragraph fully. Learn and write, get signed with date from your parents and post it. Thank you.